Hi, everybody. Many of you know I've been studying up on narcissism and have been making a lot of videos on that and thinking a lot about it. It is rampant in today's world. A lot of it has to do with mass media and mind control and sort of perpetuating this idea that it's everybody out for themselves and nobody out for anybody else sort of thing. And what I was thinking about was like how these people actually shut out knowledge, shut out things that can actually help them. And they land up hurting themselves in the end. And in their efforts to protect themselves or their ego or this false persona that they've created to protect the inner child, they actually shut out things that would benefit them. They even shut out the parent if it's a child. Let's say it's the adopted mother. Their trust has been broken because let's just say an infant has been given up for adoption, taken away from its birth mother, who it was in the womb with for 9 months, and now this poor little baby is traumatized. So from that moment on, it doesn't trust anybody else because it doesn't trust the new mother, the adoptive mother. It rejects the mother. It's not the other way around. The mother is not rejecting the baby. The baby is rejecting the mother. And so what happens is the baby doesn't trust the new mother. It rejects the mother. It doesn't learn from the mother. It doesn't listen to the mother. It basically disses the lessons the mother is teaching it. And eventually it grows up totally not just disconnected from the mother, but in many ways the opposite personality of the mother. So what happens is, like I've got to just say this, the way that I think it is. The adoptive mother has already experienced a sense of loss herself, been traumatized by the fact that she can't get pregnant and have a baby of her own. She's gone through all kinds of perhaps testing, her and her husband. Perhaps there has been a medical problem. Perhaps there's been a medical problem that has caused the problem of conceiving. They have to go through the home study, which takes months and months and months, divulge every single aspect of what's going on in their mind, their personal history, etc. They've basically had to prove, the parents have had to prove that they're worthy parents. So what goes wrong? What could possibly go wrong, you say? You screen these people, what could possibly go wrong? Well, you haven't screened the baby, okay? You haven't screened the baby to see what the baby needs. And the baby needs to stay with its birth mother. It can't be just taken away from its birth mother like that. So what happens to the poor adoptive mother and the adopted child is they fail to bond. There's never a bond. Instead of the baby growing up with the mother, kind and loving, caring mother that wants nothing more than to have this child in their life, the mother is rejected. So the mother's now been rejected twice, okay? First, in the first instance, by not being able to have a child, and then in the second instance, by the child themselves. No matter what is done, between the mother and the child, whatever attempts they make. They just can't fix this bond. And what happens is the child becomes narcissistic and the mother the codependent. Do you seriously think it's a good idea for the mother and the child to stay together in that relationship of narcissistic child and codependent mother? It doesn't do either one of them any good. At the end of the day, it's flat out wrong to take little babies away from their birth mothers, even if they're bad mothers. They can still be in the room with them. Perhaps there should be a sort of a transition period where both the adoptive mother and the birth mother are there for example, the first 3 years of the child's life. A human life is at stake. How many lives have been destroyed? How many poor children's lives have been destroyed? And how many adoptive parents and families with adopted children have been destroyed? Things have to change. People have to start caring about babies. They have to start doing what's right. We have to start creating babies and people with consciences, with empathy, with love in their hearts, with kindness, that bond with other people, that can form lasting, loving relationships. We have to stop creating these problems. And it's not just adopted families that create narcissism and codependency. It's rampant in society today. Women need to stop going to work when they have a baby. They need to stay with the baby for the first 3 years of life. We've created narcissistic children by going to work as women. We didn't know any better. We were under mind control as well, women's liberation and all that BS crap. We have been manipulated by the psychopaths and narcissists who are running this world to create more narcissists and psychopaths just like them. It has to stop. It has to stop, people. Realize if you're either a narcissist or a codependent, that it has to stop. That you actually do love one another. But you're so freaking damaged. In so many ways, you are the perfect match. Who on earth could possibly help a narcissist but a codependent? I don't know how we're going to fix the problem. But I do know one thing. We can begin by making certain that our newly born infants are not separated from the mothers that carried them in their womb for at least 3 years. Anyhow, I'm just kind of upset about the whole thing. It's just like narcissism and these things are rampant today. The families were destroyed. We have to get back to basics. We have to get back to doing the right thing, not just that thing that we want. When you're an adoptive mother, you want a brand new baby, okay? You don't realize that you're doing the baby harm. You think you're doing the baby good. Then you'll end up harming your own baby. simply because the baby is rejecting the mother. It wants the birth mother. Okay, doesn't matter. The birth mother's a drug addict or anything. They have to be supervised for the first 3 years, then so be it. We've got to invest money. We have to invest our time in developing people who have good consciences, who have love, who have the ability to love, who have the ability to empathize. Yeah, my heart's really in this. Thanks, everybody.